Hey everybody, welcome back to Football Talk with Vinny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Baltimore Ravens. So let's get right into it. For the free agents that they actually lost, it was Orlando Brown, the tackle. He was actually traded to Kansas City. They got a first-round pick in return, and we'll go over who they used that pick on. Matthew Judon left, Yannick Ngakoue. So a couple pass rushers and some offensive linemen. For some guys that they re-signed, it was Calais Campbell, Brandon Williams, a defensive tackle, Derek Wolfe, another D-end, Tyus Bowser, a outside linebacker / pass rusher, and Pernell McPhee, a linebacker. So they were able to retain a couple of guys. Unfortunately, they did lose some guys, but that's to be expected. Any good football team is going to have to lose some players. Sometimes you just can't re-sign everybody. Now, in terms of some additions, they added Kevin Zeitler, the Giants left guard, Sammy Watkins, and Alejandro Villanueva from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in terms of the guys they were able to get from free agency, I do like some of the moves. Again, you addressed some of the offensive line positions. You weren't going to pay Orlando Brown, so you had to trade him. So you got great compensation for him and getting a first-round pick, but you replaced him with a serviceable player, at least for this season. Kevin Zeitler, I think, is huge. When Marshall Yonder retired, you kind of saw their running game not be as effective as it was the year before. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the blocking that you have, and specifically up front with the centers and guards. And now in terms of the draft, they obviously had a bunch of picks, including 2 first-rounders, so let's get right into it. With the first pick, their own, they took a wide receiver, Rashad Bateman. And then at 31, the pick they got from Kansas City, they took a linebacker in Odafe Owe. Probably going to pronounce that wrong, so I'll spell that one. Then they didn't pick again until 94. They took a guard in Ben Cleveland. And then again, the rest are outside the top 100 at pick 104 though, so just close. They took Brandon Stevens, a cornerback. Pick 131, they took a wide receiver, Tylan Wallace. At pick 160, they took another cornerback in Shane Wade. At pick 171, they took a defensive end in Dalen Hayes. And at pick 184, they took a fullback in Ben Mason. So if you just focus on the top 100 picks, they were able to get a wide receiver, a guard, and then also a linebacker. You're able to address the front 7 on defense in the linebacker spot at pick 31, and then on the offensive side, you've got a guard and a wide receiver, 2 positions that really you were lacking on the offensive side of the ball from last year. Quickly, let me go over the cap. So they had $8.8 million as of right now in cap space, and for next year, they're at 29. Now, obviously, it's kind of tough to spend some of this money because, you know, eventually Lamar Jackson's contract will be up and he will be due $40+ million. So you know that that's coming through real soon. And again, if you spend all the money that you have right now and all the money you have for next year, you put yourself in the same situation the Rams did a couple years ago before they signed Jared Goff to the big extension. They really maxed out their cap space in order to compete for a championship. Now, granted, they were able to get to the Super Bowl that year, and then they gave Jared Goff the big deal after the season was over. But what you do is, if you spend all the money, what happens is you don't really set yourself up for the long term. Unless, of course, every player you sign a contract extension to works out. In terms of predictions, again, I think this team is anywhere from, a 10 to a 13 win team. And I really kind of said the same thing for Cleveland and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're all very good teams. If you were going to rate the top 6 or 7 teams in the AFC, I think all 3 of those teams might make the top 6 or 7. So again, I think that they definitely can win the division, but again, I would not be shocked if Cleveland or Pittsburgh won the division and they were a wild card team, which is why I said anywhere from 10 to 13 wins. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like it, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe. But that's it for today's video. Look forward to the next one. Bye.